Welcome to the Gentleman's Guide to Gaming and the Gentleman's Guide to the Accursed. The preamble on this video is going to be remarkably short because I want to get straight into the job at hand. Basically, a very kind subscriber named Sarah got in touch with me via MatthewDawkins.com. She had picked up a physical copy of The World Below, which, as you know, if you do that and contact me through MatthewDawkins.com, you can request any video of your choosing. Now, Sarah picked up a physical copy of The World Below. Why? Because she had also picked up a copy of Peel Back the Bark, the recent novella I have written for Curseborne. This is my first attempt at long-form fiction. It's a horror novel, and Sarah enjoyed it sufficiently that she wanted me to record a read-through of it. Now, I don't know if I'm going to record the entire thing. Let's see how this video goes. But let's say I am very pleased with the result of Peel Back the Bark. I'm very pleased with how it's being received, and I would love it if more people check it out. So it is linked in the video description below. If you want to read a story that is from the perspective, largely, of Izzy, our primal point of view character, our signature character in the Curseborne RPG, this is the novella for you. I very much enjoyed writing it. Never knew I had it in me to write long-form fiction. And I hope you enjoy this read-through of the prologue for Peel Back the Bark by Matthew Dawkins. Prologue. Peel it back, mummy, so I can see. Yes, oh yes, there they are, there they are. The offerings are here. Pandora looked upward, narrowing her eyes. A light rain spattered her cheeks. I didn't know it was possible. She left the words hanging, and Davy took the bait. What? Pan smirked at the question. For trees to look more pissed off than my dad, but fuck if these aren't some ugly fucking firs. Yeah, well, you know the stories. Em trudged through the undergrowth, swinging a stick at any bracken and branches in her way. There's blood in them thar woods. Pan didn't offer a response. Some things didn't require comment. The timber trail was older than the town. Following the landslide years ago, it had become more a burst blood vessel than a flowing vein of infrastructure. 2 ruts of cracked asphalt marked its approximate location, now half submerged in mud, shouldered by alder, cedar, and fir. The forest was a mutant medley of the Northwest's finest. The canopy was sufficiently packed together to swallow all light and sound from the town not 1 mile from their location. The fog offered no help. At night it came in low and wet, curled around tree trunks and exposed roots, obscuring any hope of secure footing. Locals said the fog carried gases from sulfur springs, and these gases affected the mind. Tales abounded of axe-wielding lumberjacks losing it and chasing each other with murderous intent, nuns on retreat giving in to carnal desires in one of the luxury log cabins down in the valley, a trio of escaped prisoners who dug a tomb out of the earth and buried themselves alive in there. Every old forest had stories. All the valleys were just a little more salacious than the norm. Davy knew better than to believe legends about mysterious mind-altering fog. His teachers described him as wise beyond his years. Code for, he's a smart-ass, never short of a fresh remark. Not that Davy was aware of the cipher. Relax, he urged, his flashlight jittering in his hand. We're almost there. We've got a boozy gangbang to film. It's midnight. My boots are ruined, Pan said, and this place smells like a wet dog fucked it. Poetry, Davy laughed. He had stopped to get his phone out, and now the red record light was visible. Keep walking, this'll get views. TikTok loves a found footage movie, and this night vision filter kills. We've just got to get to the camp, do some drinking, dancing and screaming, and we've got a ready-made horror feature on our hands. Em shot him a look. I said I'd be your guide, show you the logging camp. I didn't agree to be in a horror movie, documentary, or did you say gangbang? She pinched the bridge of her nose, inhaling. Shit, Davy, there's a reason everyone thinks you're a prick. Treat these woods with some respect. Davy grinned. Well, we're filming something. After you told me about the massacre. Don't say those words right now, please. Pandora slowed, her boots crunching on twigs and stones half swallowed in lichen. It's late. This fog's making my clothes stick to me, and I don't want to think of a mass murder right now. I'm not dancing in these pants. You could take them off. Anyway, I said massacre. He smiled at Pan's discomfort. And despite the story you told me, Em, no Wikipedia entry, no YouTube videos, nothing to back it up. What I did find was an old Reader's Digest book of unsolved mysteries. It mentioned a series of killings out here in the 1940s, but it was right around the time Pearl Harbor happened, so I'm guessing it just kind of got drowned out in the noise. M gave a non-committal grunt. I don't know how much of that's bullshit, but there's definitely the remains of a logging camp, and I heard about the, she mouthed, massacre, to protect Pan's delicate sensibilities, from my family, my mum. Eyeing the object in Davy's hand, she levelled a finger in his direction. Put that phone away, though, please. There are things out here that don't like being filmed. I don't like being filmed. Davy sighed loudly, made an elaborate gesture of switching his phone off before half tucking it into a jacket pocket, lens exposed so filming could continue. The three continued their nighttime hike, sticking as close to the trail as they could. The encroaching flora soon made it impossible to tell swallowed-up road from sunken gap between the trees. M raised a hand, but didn't say a word. The trio stopped, Pan's left foot slipping into a rabbit hole. She barely refrained from cursing, instead flipping the unseen rabbits off in the hope some of them were sensitive to visual displays of human outrage. Davy filled the silence. What are we, in Vietnam now? M slowly turned her head, glaring daggers. Her voice came out as a whisper. Didn't you feel that? It's out there. Old Knotface. It's quicker than I thought. Pandora tried to yank her boot from the rabbit hole, but found it stuck. Now, she swore. Davy snorted. Old Knotface, come on. Mum says old Knotface wakes up whenever blood is spilled in his woods, and filming makes him go crazy. Look, listen or don't. The three teens looked at each other, each of them briefly considering the implications, before Davy pulled his phone out again and strode up to Em, capturing her scared expression with an obnoxious zoom. Your mum also says fluoride's pumped into every Starbucks and 5G is a government weapon. And I'm not bleeding. Are you? What up, Pan? Do you got rabbits and rats eating your toes in that hole you're foot fucking? Pan swore again as she finally pulled her foot free, falling backward into the mud. Somehow, she left her boot behind in the hole, the darkness swallowing it up. Jesus shit, now I've got to hop. Fucking great. Are you bleeding, Pam? Em stared at her. What? No, I mean, my sock's wet, but no scrapes. I'll be fine. She used Em as a crutch to pull herself up. Oh, wait. It looks like I caught myself. Pandora gestured at a slowly spreading crimson stain on her sock. It's just a scratch, is all. Okay, I'm leaving. Blood is blood. Job's done. Em turned, grabbing Pandora as she did. You should come with me. Now. Pandora yanked her arm away, surprised at Em's force. What? No. We're out here to have a good time. I'm fine. Emmeline locked her in place with a stare. You're not fine. You need to leave. What was she thinking? This wasn't what she was supposed to do. Okay, you're right. You're on your own. That's what they want. Shaking, Em took to hacking with a vengeance at the undergrowth in her path, carving her way out of the woods. Come on, Em, we can carry Pan between us. I have vodka, Mountain Dew, pot, that Molly you like, all ready in my bag with a couple of speakers so we can listen to music and dance on the site of a genuine historic massacre. This is like Logan Paul levels of virality waiting to happen. Davy's words slid into the devouring fog. Blood. I taste it, Mummy. I'm coming. Mummy, I'll push them under your skin. Davy felt it then. He told himself it was nerves, the thrill of breaking rules old enough to feel sacred. Alder Valley runs on rules like that. Don't walk the timber trail after dark. Don't spill blood in the woods. Don't record old Knotface. They had already failed, and Davy still struggled to care. He panned the camera toward M's disappearing shape. So, what is old Knotface? Like a logging ghost, M? Maybe, M called back, only pausing briefly. It wears a mask, made of bark, doesn't like being filmed. Good luck, and may the forest find its balance. Pandora hopped in place, ignoring M's enigmatic parting words. I don't care if we're going to this logging camp or home. Can one of you please just help me? I want them, you want them, I want them, you. The fog thickened. It felt as if the trees were hungry, branches knitting together to blot out the stars. The air smelled sharper all of a sudden, sap and corroded metal. What's that? Pan asked, finally finding purchase on Davy's begrudging shoulder. They listened. Nothing. Then a sound. A measured step. Davy's flashlight beam caught it just off the trail, half hidden in the cocktail of darkness and fog, tall, narrow, still. Its jacket hung stiffly from angular shoulders, old flannel gone colourless. Over its face was a mask pieced together from wood, cracked and darkened, with 2 empty eye holes. No one screamed at first. Hey, Davy said, because words were easier than thought. He raised his phone to capture the footage. We're just... The figure stepped forward. No memories. It didn't rush. Each step closed too much distance, its boots gliding through the earth as if it were part of the shifting roots of a colossal plant. In its skeletal hand it carried a logging hook, its curved end catching the flashlight's glare. Now, Pandora screamed. Davy swung the phone toward the moving creature. Holy, this is... The hook struck Davy's skull hard enough to knock him backward. He hit the ground and didn't get up again. One eyeball popped in its socket, a crush of cranial fluid spurting from just beneath his temple, along with any wisdom, any smart-ass remarks, and any lasting consciousness. The phone skidded away, its red light still shining in the fog. Old Knotface didn't stop. The hook raised and fell, pounding Davy's skull with impossible force, pulverizing it into pink chunks, rendering the boy unrecognizable. Good kill, balance, mummy feeds. Pandora tried her best to run, hobbling on her uneven footing. She called out for M, who had disappeared into the opaque maze of fog and trees. Pan made it only a few steps before something sharp and heavy struck the backs of her thighs and drove her down. Her world became breathless and small. Her booted foot was submerged in another hole. Her terror drowned out any desire to acknowledge the coincidence. Claws tangled in her jacket and pushed, twisting her leg so it buckled, mooring her to the earth. A twisted wooden mask and barely visible rotten, sinewy flesh surrounding it filled her vision as the rancid figure, clad in moss and twigs, loomed over and then lowered toward her. No, Pandora said. Please. She felt thin, cutting branches, harsh, scraping leaves, a weight of wet mud and thousands of tendrilless roots digging into her, feeding from her, dragging her down, heaving her into the guts of Alder Valley. Pan never lost consciousness as her nerves stretched and then popped free into component parts, piece by piece throughout the forest. Yes, Mummy, yes, she is yours. She is all yours. The other one, she broke the rules. Not ripe, not tasty. No. Thank you, Mummy. I will have my fun with her. Emmeline Browder was already running. Branches lashing at her face, roots grabbing her boots. She didn't know or care where she was going, as long as she wasn't back there with them. She felt guilty about abandoning them. She felt shame that she had led them there only to turn away, but there was nothing she could do. She wasn't strong enough. She was afraid. She had done what was necessary for the balance. Her lungs burned. Her chest ached. She had always had terrible cardio. She tripped and fell hard. Rough fingers closed around her ankle. Em screamed as she was dragged down the trail toward the logging camp, nails scraping uselessly against dirt and leaves. She kicked, catching something solid, and felt a jolt run up her leg. The creature paused, as if surprised. "You can't," she sobbed. "I led them out here, just like the elders asked. One of them even bled for you. I'm not what the woods want." The wooden masked figure, its body a shifting mass of muck and bones, pulled Em upright and pinned her against a tree. The bark dug deep into her back. The mask's empty eye holes bored into her. Something older lingered behind it, sour and patient. Worms writhed and dropped from within. "You did what was asked, yes." The voice was only heard within Em's head and was surprisingly soft, given the beast from which it emerged. "But you tried to warn about a child. You tried to subvert the balance, just as I once did. There is a cost." Those empty eye holes became gateways into an outside realm, abyssal and terrible. "I damn you." Em squeezed her eyes shut and screamed, a scream that became a guttural moan. She felt a sinewy root burrow into her stomach and rummage within her body, shifting organs and blood vessels as if it blindly fumbled for a lost item. And then it halted, its grip sure, and pulled hard. Em gasped as her life rushed out of her, and the cold of undeath poured in to replace her absent heart. The forest fell still. Time stretched. When it was over, the fog drifted from the valley out to the sea. The creature in the bark mask knelt briefly beside the fallen Davy. It pressed a bloodied claw to the bark of a nearby tree and marked it with a simple sign, a crossed-out eye. The girl, Pandora, would be taken as tribute. The humans could have this boy's remains. The woods responded with a low creak, branches settling into comfort. Far off, a car passed on the highway, close enough for the monster to hear, but too far to matter. Old Knotface vanished among the trees, leaving the wooded valley to its dead and newly born. By the following evening, Em crawled out to the road, not so voracious with hunger after finding Davy's body. Someone would come for her. Flowers and candles would appear, and the locals would sing in Older Valley in celebration of the balance. "Is it over, Mummy? Can we rest now?" "No. No. Something comes. Something cursed." And thus ends the prologue for Peel Back the Bark. Come chapter 1, we are introduced to our character of Izzy, our protagonist. But let's see whether people who watch this video want more, or if they will pick up copies of Peel Back the Bark. Remember, do so using the description, the link in the description below, and I won't receive a tiny bit of a cut. I would love it if you bought a copy. I would love it even more if you reviewed it. Thank you so much for listening along. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I will be seeing you next.